Little Red Riding Hood Chapter 1. The Red Hood and Mother's Warning. Once upon a time, in a small village near the edge of a forest, there lived a lovely little girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She always wore a bright red cloak that her grandmother had given her, which is why everyone called her by that endearing name. One day, her mother prepared a basket of breads and fruits and instructed her, "My dear daughter, your grandmother is ill, so please take this basket to her. Remember to stay on the path, don't wander into the forest to play, and especially don't talk to anyone you don't know. The wolf in the forest is very dangerous." Little Red Riding Hood obediently agreed, kissed her mother goodbye, and quickly set off with her basket. Chapter 2. The Unexpected Encounter. Little Red Riding Hood walked along the familiar path leading into the forest. Sunlight streamed through the leaves, birds chirped merrily, and wildflowers bloomed. Lost in admiring the scenery, she momentarily forgot her mother's words. Suddenly, from behind a bush, a large gray wolf appeared. "Good day, beautiful little girl," said the wolf, his voice sweet but his eyes cunning. "Where are you going in such a hurry?" Little Red Riding Hood, who had never seen a wolf before, innocently replied, "I'm taking breads and fruits to my grandmother. She's very ill and lives deep in the forest." The wolf heard this and secretly rejoiced, thinking, "What a delicious feast! I'll eat both the grandmother and the child." He then hatched a wicked plan. Chapter 3. The Wolf's Trick? Oh, really? The wolf pretended to be sympathetic. "Little girl, do you see these beautiful flowers? Your grandmother would surely be delighted to receive a fresh bouquet. Would you like to pick some?" Little Red Riding Hood saw how beautiful the flowers were and completely forgot her mother's instruction to stay on the path. She happily agreed and began to run around picking flowers. Meanwhile, the wicked wolf quickly dashed off to Grandma's house. Chapter 4. The Dark Plan. When he arrived at Grandma's house, the wolf knocked on the door. Grandma, weak from illness, called out, "Who's there?" The wolf imitated Little Red Riding Hood's sweet voice. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I've brought you breads and fruits," Grandma, without a hint of suspicion, said. "Just turn the doorknob and come in, dear. I'm too weak to get up." The wolf opened the door, rushed in, and swallowed Grandma whole before she could even utter a sound. Afterwards, he put on Grandma's clothes, donned her cap, climbed into bed, and pulled the covers over himself, waiting for Little Red Riding Hood to arrive. Chapter 5. The Girl in the Wolf's Mouth. A little later, Little Red Riding Hood had gathered a beautiful bouquet of flowers and happily arrived at her grandmother's house. She was surprised to find the door wide open. Stepping inside, she felt that something was strange. She went to the bed and saw Grandma lying with the covers pulled up high. "Grandma, why is your voice so hoarse?" Little Red Riding Hood asked. The wolf, trying hard to mimic Grandma's voice, "Oh, it's just that I'm ill, dear." "Grandma, why are your ears so big?" "The better to hear you with, my dear." "Grandma, why are your eyes so big?" "The better to see you with, my dear." "Grandma, why is your mouth so big?" Little Red Riding Hood shivered when she saw the grandmother's gaping mouth. "The better to gobble you up with, my dear." The wolf roared, opened his enormous mouth, and swallowed Little Red Riding Hood whole. Chapter 6. The Brave Hunter. The satiated wolf snored loudly in the bed, his snores echoing throughout the house. Fortunately, a hunter was passing by and, hearing the unusually loud snoring, decided to investigate. The hunter saw the wolf lying in Grandma's bed and immediately knew something was terribly wrong. The hunter raised his gun and shot the wolf dead. Then, he took out his knife and cut open the wolf's belly. Miraculously, both Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother were still alive. The hunter filled the wolf's belly with stones and then threw it down the well. Chapter 7. A Lesson from the Deep Woods. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother joyfully embraced each other. The three of them then shared the breads and fruits that the little girl had brought. From that day on, Little Red Riding Hood never forgot her mother's warning. She always remembered never to go into the forest alone and never to talk to strangers. The story of Little Red Riding Hood is a valuable lesson about obedience, caution, and the dangers of not listening to the advice of elders. If you find the story interesting, please follow, like, and press the bell to receive more of our interesting stories.